That's just like the situation with Wu, with Paper Route Wu. It was a time when I overheard a conversation and his name came up. Me being the kind of person that I am, and so like I'm big on loyalty, like, you know, that's like one of my pet peeves. Like, you know, I got a few dudes right now that I would have threw it all away for and risked it all, like with no hesitation, that I never deal with again. And that's because of the disloyalty and how they did the total opposite of what I would have done had they been in my shoes. And with that being said, I'm just so big. Even if I hadn't communicated with you in years, and this is related to Paper Route Wu dad, you know. Me and Tang, we had a relationship back in the day. Like we used to mob together every weekend to the clubs, like. And so when it was a situation when Wu name came up one time, I spoke on the fact that like, I don't even want to hear that. Like I know his mom, I know his dad. Like, you know, I don't want no parts of that conversation. And you got 4 years to take that and twist it, and to make it sound like something so enticing to the prosecution. And now you say that, and now Wu looking at it like, well, damn, I do know my mom and daddy. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't think Quit was like that. You know what I'm saying? And he right, because I'm not like that, you know. Wu know one of my daughters. You know, they grew up in the same neighborhood. And I would want Wu to treat her and protect her the same way he would expect me to around one of his kids or whatever. So with that being said, I wouldn't even cross Tang out to do nothing to his son. So, you know, that's just Wu listening to a goofy, listening to a sucker.
What all right, so like for the fans listening to this and they hearing Cornelius is basically snitching on himself, saying that he did do the shooting. But what incentive would he have to lie on you and say that you were supposed to break down 100,000 with him and Jook? Why throw that in there if there's no truth to it?
To keep from getting the death penalty, so he can go home soon. If that ain't incentive, I don't know what it is. Like, you can't come up with nothing more attractable than that. Like,
and right now his trial hasn't started yet or anything.
It ain't gonna be no trial. He just testified in 2.
Yeah.
What, are you gonna testify on himself against himself? It's over with. It's over with. He did his work. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he finna get his stamp and go do his time.
I got more. Right,
okay, yeah. Well, you loaded over there, ain't it?
Right, so look, yeah, I got a lot. All right, so one of the things that did go viral, so I guess after you got indicted, or this was before you got indicted, your daughter, which is also a rapper, she was killed in Memphis, and people were trying to connect the Dolph situation to what happened to your daughter in Houston. Can you break down what happened to your knowledge and why people were trying to...
It ain't to my knowledge. I could just tell you the facts.
Yeah.
You know, and when she got killed, I was there, I think the next day. And so that was my issue with Flacco. Like, you know, and I think I texted Adam about it a couple times or whatever. Prior to that, I never had an issue with him. My issue was that he was promoting the narrative that she was killed because of the CMG paper route or the issues my involvement in the case. And I just didn't appreciate it because it just was so, and I look at Flacco like a credible blogger. You know, I don't look at him like no goofy to just wake up and just just post shit just because for clickbait.
Because there are people who just make shit up for their YouTube title. Flacco's trying to get to the truth of the matter, but he had already stood out to you because throughout this whole Dolph thing, he was kind of at the forefront of reporting on a lot of shit. Yeah,
he was already covering on it.
Yeah.
You know, and so, you know, and with that being said, in my opinion, in the hip hop world, I think Flacco word matters. Well, maybe that's the wrong word. I think people take him to be a credible blogger, and they probably look at a lot of the things that he says to be factual. And so when you promoting this, and when it's just totally false, it rubbed me the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm thinking the Flacco that I think that I know of did the necessary homework. Like, go get the police reports. Go get the statements. All of this shit is public record. Like, and these little boys told everything.
The dudes who were involved with killing her?
Yeah, who got arrested.
Was it 6 people charged?
Yeah, it was like 6 people, you know what I'm saying? A couple girls and everything.
Yeah. And it was just a robbery attempt.
Man, they seen my daughter in the club, knew her jewelry was real, knew she was a close friend of Lil Uzi's, and they decided to follow her and to try and rob her. These little kids was from some part of Louisiana. They was migrated to Texas after Katrina and with their parents, and you know what I'm saying, and ain't got no type of ties to paper route whatsoever. Little kids, like babies. I think one of them was maybe 17 or something. And they told everything from top to bottom. And you don't think that if these kids were contracted by paper route, and they done told every fucking thing else, including their social security number backwards, that they wouldn't tell on the people that hired them to do this. Like, some shit just don't make no sense.
No, you're right.
To me, you know what I'm saying? Like, and another thing, if paper route had something to do with my daughter being killed, I wouldn't even be here conducting this interview with you. So, you know, that was my issue with it.
Do you think that Flacco knew the truth and was avoiding it because the title of, like, this dude's daughter got killed over a beef that he was involved in? That's such a good title, such an engaging idea from the perspective of a media person. Do you think that he was, like, intentionally turning his head away from the evidence that would have disproved it?
I think Flacco had and has the resources to go and confirm if something is true or not. I feel like he know where to go to get the real story. I think he ignored doing that because the storyline that was in front of him was so attractive. And he like, the hell with the truth, let me go with this. I think this is gonna generate the most views. And so for you to run with that narrative just for some views, yeah, I was upset about it.
But even prior to that, he had basically been labeling you the mastermind of all this, right? Did you feel like that didn't bother you so much?
No, that didn't bother me because, you know, like I said, I mean, for the most part, I got alligator skin, so.
And that's what the cops are saying. So it's kind of like a valid perspective.
Yeah, that's what the media, he going off what the media was saying. You know, they labeled me that, you know, so with that being said, it ain't like he invented that title for me.
Yeah.
You know, so, but when it come to destiny, like, just don't do that. You know, don't run with this just because it sound good. Like, you know, that shit just wasn't clear to me.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Do you feel like also maybe he's seen, because people were confused by the post you made immediately, or maybe not immediately, but like a day or two after. But I think you went on Facebook and you kind of like said that it probably couldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened if your daughter didn't look up to you in a way. So maybe people took that quote that you made on Facebook or that tweet or whatever.
Have you ever went and checked out my daughter's music?
Yeah, I seen her music.
You listen to what she be saying?
Yeah.
What's your judgment off of it?
From the post, I can see you saying...
No, what's your judgment off of her lyrics as it relates to what type of person or individual she was?
She was...
Considering the fact that my daughter didn't flodge, she wasn't a goofy. So if you listen to her lyrics, what type of individual would you say she was?
I feel like she was aware of what's going on in the streets.
And for a female, you would say she might have been pretty active, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with that being said.
So that comment was basically.
Because her side of the family, like she got a couple uncles, like her Uncle Leslie, like Leslie ain't no goofy, you know. Leslie been in the streets, you know, was in the streets, you know, before I was. But Leslie has never portrayed himself to be this hardcore gangster. He ain't no poodle, but he ain't never portrayed himself to be this hardcore gangster. And me either, for that matter. But I done been in situations where I either had to leave it all on the field or go home. And I choose to leave it all on the field. So I feel like she like adopted those type of, you know, traits or whatever, and was attracted to that type of lifestyle from me or whatever, so to speak. And she said it in one of her songs. Like, it was something like, I don't even want to repeat what she said, but she do something like her dad. And I don't like highlighting, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, like bragging off of those no old war stories or nothing like that. So I don't even really want to even repeat what she said. But yeah, matter of fact, it was on the song that she did with her and Moochie Grape. You know, she was talking about me. And but yeah, so that was the reason for that post, like me apologizing for being the way I am. I feel like if I was different, maybe she wouldn't, you know, been attracted to certain things and felt like certain things were cool or whatever.
If you haven't checked out Everything 420 yet, you are definitely missing out. From glass gear to infused sweets, they've got one of the best lineups online. They ship fast, it's always discreet, and their app makes shopping too easy. The deals are always running, and you can use code NOJUMPER for a little bonus at checkout. Shout out Everything 420.